okay, here's why I'm quitting high ticket sales and jumping head on into running my own business. I'm going to walk you guys through the whole thing, give you guys specific examples of what made me want to quit, why I'm doing what I'm doing in the future, and just share my experiences. You guys know me, I keep these videos super raw and authentic. Excuse me for my voice, by the way, if it's a little bit off. I have been a bit sick for the past few days, but I'm recording anyway just to keep you guys updated. So here's what's happening. I'm quitting high ticket sales. I've officially left my role on a pretty decent offer. If you guys don't know, I've made 10, 20, close to 30K months in commissions as well, just like doing high ticket closing. And I've also helped scale and grow a lot of these brands or info products, your favorite influencers and coaches out there. So I've been through the journey. I've been in sales since I was 16, high ticket for the past 3 years. So it's been a fun journey, but here's the main thing that I realized and the kind of key notes and pinpoints that I want to give you guys. It's first of all, high ticket sales and high ticket closing is a great vehicle, but it's not something that I, at least, wanted to do as a career. Like, it's a great vehicle, but it's not a great career or a long-term thing. It's not something I could see myself ever doing for the rest of my life. So you might be asking, well, why is that? If you're making 10, 20, 30K a month, why wouldn't you? And it's like, yeah, true, if that's what you like doing. But in my opinion, one of the main things that I got very tired of was, first of all, closing a lot of high ticket deals for other people. So you're closing 4, 5, sometimes 7, 10K offers. Basically, you're closing 10K deals and you're usually only left with 10% out of that. So if you close a 10K deal, you're only left with 1K out of that 10K. So it's like, holy shit, you just made somebody 9K while you're left with 1 out of the total of 10, right? So it's like, dude, why am I not the one that's left with 9 instead of I'm being the one that's left with 1, right? So that's really what hit me, because a lot of these guys that have these info offers don't even know anything really about sales in that type of way. So you're doing a lot of the job, but still being left with less of the money, if that makes sense. So that's something that's kind of really been hitting me long term pretty recently. And I got tired of it at that point, because I was like, okay, yeah, you're making 10, 20, 30K a month. But if you're making 30K a month, that means that the info product owner is making 300,000. So it's like, why wouldn't you want to be that guy instead of being the guy that's doing what he's doing? So that's kind of why I want to transition into more of a business moving forward, because then I can obviously be left with more of that pie. Even if I were to jump on calls, running my own agency, whatever, closing these deals, I'd be closing the deals for myself and not for somebody else, right? So I would be left with more of the total investment that's being put in. So that's kind of one of the main things. Second thing was, on the offer that I was on, it really hit me when we had a team meeting as well, because the quote unquote sales manager for that offer, me and him started on the offer together like a year ago when the offer was first launching. We were both closing, and now he's kind of managing while I'm still in a position of just like doing the same exact shit we were a year ago. So it's like, when I realized that, it's like, yo, why would I still keep doing this when I've done it for so long? People that have been in my position have moved on. Why wouldn't I do the same? Right. So it's like, that really hit me as well. It's like, dude, I don't want to do this like long term. It's a great vehicle. Don't get me wrong. It's amazing if you're just starting out making online money. It's probably the number one thing you can do, because then you can use the money you've made and leverage that to actually build something greater, build a proper business, right? With the money that you have, because you have things to play around with. You can use money on ads. You can have a startup, et cetera, right? You have the capital to do so because you've accumulated a lot of money off of doing high ticket closing. So that's essentially something that I really advocate for. So don't get me wrong, high ticket sales is a great starting point. And the reason why is because you also only have to learn one skill. Like, if you're going to try to learn or start a business from the get-go without knowing sales, without knowing marketing, without knowing any of these things, you're going to have a way harder time. But after being in the space for so long now, I've kind of seen the whole back end. I've seen how an offer is ran. I've seen how agencies actually communicate with these offers, et cetera, et cetera. I've seen all these things. You know the systems, you know the operations. So it's way easier for you to just kind of jump in and do this thing properly, right? Because you've already acquired the skill set. And if you're going to have your own agency or your own business, you're probably going to have to jump on sales calls anyway to close those deals. So you'll have to learn sales and closing no matter what. So you might as well just start off as a high ticket closer, and then it's way easier for you to transition into something else. Because I feel pretty confident right now going into my own business, doing it full time. Feel pretty confident because I've already learned most of the skills that I need to actually run a business. Now it's just more responsibility on myself to do so. So that's kind of like the two main points that I really wanted, that I guess really have made me want to quit high ticket sales and move into something else, or moving into actually running your own business, right? So don't get me wrong, high ticket sales is amazing, especially starting out. So I still recommend it if you're completely brand new, you haven't even made 10K a month. It's a great opportunity to do so and like actually be able to make money online. Now, why did I decide to quit that way? Well, it's like kind of like I said, because I've accumulated the skills, I feel pretty confident to do so. So you might be asking, okay, but you've quit high ticket sales. We get why you're quitting, but talk to us like, what are you actually going to be doing moving forward, right? So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about as well. And what I'm going to be transitioning into when it comes to running my own business is actually surprisingly enough going to be run my own AI agency. Again, I'm just going to be transparent. I'm not going to hide any info, nothing. It's like, dude, I'm a fucking open book when it comes to business. So I've sat on so much fucking value and knowledge for way too long at this point, just being in the shadows, not telling anybody anything. So now I'm just kind of decided to actually share all the value and all the knowledge that I have. So I'm moving into running an own business with a business partner of mine. We're going to have our own AI agency. He knows everything about AI. He's very well skilled in that aspect. He already has his own clients. I'm more of a closer, marketer, sales guy. So we're just going to partner up and pretty much be a perfect fit for each other to do AI as an agency. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be, if you guys don't know what an AI agency is, we're just basically going to be implementing AI into local businesses. So the reason why I wanted to jump into this compared to anything else is because AI is such a big thing for the future, first of all. So I feel like there's a really good opportunity to just grasp on, because I don't know, like 80% of businesses are looking to actually implement AI into their business. So it's just like a very, I guess, quote unquote, trendy thing, but also a very untapped market while still being very popular. And right. So I just feel like it's a great opportunity, first of all, to do so. And most of you are probably going to be like, okay, but why aren't you doing why aren't you doing sales coaching? Why aren't you having your own sales agency and shit like that? And it's like, yeah, that did cross my mind. But I'll be honest, I've really seen this high ticket closing space just like change a lot over the past few years. I'm not so in love in the direction that it's going, especially not with like sales coaches, because obviously like people grasp the opportunity, and I get it, but there are a lot of guys that just like make their first $10,000 a month, and then they like all of a sudden just start their own sales coaching, right? And it's like, yeah, I guess like you can teach people how to get to 10K a month, but it's like now everybody wants to do that. And that's not really something that I'm about, because it's all kind of changed in that format. It's like, okay, all these sales guys, they're closing on these course or mentorship offers. So they're obviously seeing it's working. So they're just going to start their own mentorship offer, right? I don't want to do that. I want to use the skill that I've learned from closing and use that into my own business. Instead of having my own info product or my own offer, I'd rather do something else where I can still use that skill, but not like teach other people why I want to do it, because I'm already kind of tired of the whole closing thing. So why would I fucking start teaching people how to do it? Because it's just going to make me more tired. I'm still doing this shit that I kind of got tired of doing in the first place. So my main thing moving forward now is going to be to, if I'm going to be closing deals, it's going to be to close deals for myself and for our own business, right? So that's kind of where my mind is at. And the reason why, like I said, when it comes to AI is because there's such a big opportunity in that. And I personally just want to learn more about it anyway. So it's a good opportunity to actually do so, right? I have a good excuse to actually learn more about AI. I have a business partner that is very well skilled with AI. So the opportunity just kind of arose. And since it's there, I, like I said, had to kind of take it, but it is still a sacrifice. It is still a big risk. Things can go to hell and I might have to fucking start closing again, right? Because all these managing positions, the closing positions, everything that I've done for the past 3 years kind of comes down to me actually succeeding with this agency. So that's why I wanted to document this whole thing, just to walk you guys through it all. Because when I make it, I can obviously like teach you guys how to do the same thing. And that's kind of what I'm going to do. So as soon as I get my first client, as soon as things start rolling, I'll just walk you guys through exactly what I'm doing so you can just copy off of me. I'm tired of fucking not sharing any sauce because I have so fucking much value in this head. This brain is so pumped with this business online info space that there's just so much shit that I haven't shared. So moving forward, the whole AI thing is going to be documented on here. It's going to be documented on Instagram as well. And I'm going to kind of show you guys how to get clients, how to do all these things because I kind of already know how to do it. It's just about actually taking the action and the proper steps to do so. So that's going to be my next path moving forward. I hope that kind of helps you guys. Hope it gives you a little bit of clarity on why you necessarily don't want to do high ticket sales for the rest of your life or as a career. Again, it's a great vehicle to start off with to make your first amount of capital. Because let's just walk through it, right? If you're going to be doing drop shipping as an example, which I've tried in the past, the reason why I failed drop shipping wasn't because I wasn't getting sales, because I was, but my mindset wasn't there, first of all, because I was so scared to spend money on ads because I fucking got sales and it low key had a positive ROI, but I just like saw $100 a day go from my bank account that it scared the shit out of me. I was like, holy shit, in a week I've spent almost 1K. So it's like that just scared me. So I just stopped the ads, even if I was profitable. So first of all, it was the mindset. And as well, it was the capital. I didn't have that money because, or I had it, but I was way too scared to spend it because I was in a scarcity position of money. Like I had to low key make it happen. And yeah, sales were coming in, but I was just like scared of seeing money leave my account. So that's why I recommend you don't start a business like that unless you have some sort of capital, because you're going to be way more comfortable with actually spending money as you understand why that things take time, and you'll also see the results. You'll not be scared to actually spend the money, and you won't end up in the same position that I was in when I tried drop shipping, right? This is all like years, this is like 5 years ago. But yeah, essentially, that's what my mission is going to be. Sales is a great vehicle. It's not a great career, just in my opinion. Some people like to do it, and some people are born to do it, so they just fucking do it the rest of their lives. And it's a great skill set to have. Like I said, you can apply it into your own business later down the line. So I still highly recommend it. But AI right now is a great opportunity. It is the future. So I'm going to walk you guys through how to do this shit once it actually pops off like it's going to. Then you guys can just copy me and we'll all just have our own AI agencies, because this is really all about like helping businesses. A lot of people think like, oh, let's just capitalize on AI. Businesses just want AI. It's like, no, dude, like you have to focus on good results. Fulfillment at the end of the day is low key the most important thing, because if your fulfillment isn't there, then you're not going to be able to have clients long term. It's going to suck later down the line. So fulfillment is number one. That's why I have my business partner, because I know we can actually capitalize on fulfillment properly. And then that's why we also have me, so we can actually get clients and close those deals. So that's going to be my journey. Hope that rant kind of helps you guys out, the high ticket sales guys. Besides that, let's just kick off this journey. I'm going to try to post as much content as I can, just talk about AI, talk about how things work, and I'll catch you guys from there. Take care.